Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hopefully everybody is ready to get into some Pedro'S tonight. Take care of some housekeeping items real quick. Do some tagging while people enter the room. Hopefully everybody had a wonderful day today. We're up to 461, working our way to that 1K. Do me a favor and please share the content. You have friends, family, you know that they watch any of this stuff, this Family Chantel, 90 Day Fiance, tell them to come on over. Shout out to Vegan Knowledge, JJ. What's up, sweetie? Don't forget to smash the like button as you enter the room, gang. Shout out to Ronnie Conover, welcome. Is that Wendy Jones I see? How art thou? We will wait and get a few more people in there, and then we will get to going. Throwing some last minute tags on as well. Woo! Pedro pissed me off this week, y'all. But that's nothing new. You know, who knows? We may end up having somebody join the stream at some point, or at least listening. I was elated to see that Miss Karen started following me on the gram earlier. Remember I told you I contacted her about what we talked about. She didn't respond to that, but she started following me, so that'll work. And Miss Karen, if you are listening, welcome. Yeah, we don't like what old Pedro's doing. So we like to kind of chit chat about it over here in the J Crew. Shout out to Dolly Bush. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Where's Jazan? Jackie Starling, where have you been? You haven't been in here in a while. Where's old Jackie Starling at? Buddha 1000. You know our usuals. We got to get them in here. Come on in, y'all. I did. So she didn't respond to it. She didn't put a heart on it or anything like that, but she started following me today, or yesterday. So I don't know. Maybe it was maybe she's a Prince fan. I did some Prince stuff that I put out as well. But either way, we'll take it, right, Wendy? We'll take it. We're going to welcome Mary G in the room. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully everyone has been having a wonderful day. I don't know about you guys, but I look forward to chopping it up with you guys on Tuesdays. I really do. Oh, Ronnie Conover said best part of her week. I know that's right. Me too, Ronnie. I love it. Buddha! What's going on? Sorry about that. Hold on. That was by accident. I'm trying to get your message back up there, Ronnie. I hit delete by accident. My eyes are so bad, and I'm dealing with this phone, so it's like such small print. And I hit delete, and I did not mean to do that. I'm trying to put it back up there. I was trying to give you a wrench, and I ended up deleting your message. Shit happens, right? What the? Okay, hold up. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Well, I'm glad you reset it, and you're awesome. All right, that's enough tags. Let's get ready to get this party started, guys. What is going on, fam? Hi. Hi, is everybody? You guys are amazingly awesome. So, here's what I'm going to do. Instead of trying to keep up with the chat while I'm doing this, I'm taking notes. You know, I'm watching Nikki Starr. Shout out to Nikki Starr and Just Call Me Juan, Chris Farah. Love all those guys. Shan the Van. So I'm taking notes. So a lot of times they'll go through the end and just kind of get with the chat. And since I'm kind of visually impaired, that's probably an easier thing for me to do. So at the end, I'll go through a lot of the chats. I'll just rewind and go back up and see some of the ones I've missed. And at the end of the recap, I will also drop the link so that if anyone wants to call in, we can go ahead and bring you backstage and then bring you up one at a time, and you can, give us your opinion on for a few minutes on what you think about what we talked about on what's going on with Pedro and Chantel. Um, so yeah, let's get it started. Again, shout out to everybody. Shout out to Vegan Knowledge and Wendy Jones and Ronnie Connor and Buddha 1000. All you guys, thank you so much. Mary G, I appreciate you guys being here. Don't forget to smash the like button and share the content. Put it out on social media. Let's get it up. Let's get that subscribership up. If you guys saw, we are working our way slowly but surely towards that 1K, guys. Truly thankful and grateful for everyone who has subscribed. If you know anybody that you think should subscribe, tell them come on over and hit that subscribe button and join us. But we have gone up to 461. I believe we were at like 457. So yeah, it's growing. We're gonna get to that 1K within the next couple of months at this rate. So that works, and then we can go on and on and on and upward from there. So yeah, Pedro and Chantel. What are we gonna do with this guy? What are we going to do with this guy? As I said on the promo, it was okay because I'm sure you guys remember the conversation. Oh, you guys have to make sure that that you're being nice to Chantel because we need her to bring you over, right? I know. People always talk about this. It's like, are you from that? No. But I am learning Spanish, so I love Spanish. It's such a beautiful language. So gotta get that down. But I could do a hell of an accent. I could do an accent. Under a Brit too. I almost thought about doing my live streams like that, and I said, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I went a whole day doing that one time. Screwed people's heads up. I told them I was from England, and they believe me. They were like, "Oh my God, we thought you were from here." You mean that was the other thing? Was the accent? And I'm like, "Yeah, nah, I'm from Surrey." But yeah, so he has a fit because Chantel is going over to speak to his mom, when he was the one that said, hey, let's be nice to Chantel. Let's play nice, because we need her to bring you over here. This was before he had gotten his permanent green card and things were in the works, or he had only had his green card for like maybe a year or two. He wasn't like official, like in there, and he needed Chantel to be able to bring them over. Well, now that's not the case. Awfully funny how the timing of that worked. Now that you no longer need Chantel, you don't have to play nice anymore, okay? But when it was time to play nice, but how come when she's doing it, it's a problem? How come when she decides and she's doing it from the heart? See, that's the difference between her and you. She's doing it from the heart. You said she brought the glass. She brought the glasses because you called it your mom's a freaking gold digger. That's why she took her glasses. I mean, why not put icing on the cake? Okay? Why not if it's going to help her case? She's smart. Anyway, I'm jumping the gun. See, let me back up. Let me back up. Let's get into it by order. All right, so the episode starts off. Where are we at here? All right, got my notes, got my picks. Okay, so the episode starts off with Chantel in the confessional, and she's saying how Pedro has accused her of not making an effort to get along with his family, at least not in the way that he's done with her family. And you have to admit, Pedro has come full strides with her family. Okay? He is like one of the gang now. Mom's calling him Mijo, and yeah, he's a hoe, all right. Mijo. You hoe, yeah, you hoe. But Miss K is calling him Mijo, and she's welcomed him in, and Thomas has took him under his arm and treating him like a son. River, okay? River. Let's not forget the whole thing that went down between him and River a couple years ago. So the fact that River has taken him in and they are looking at him like a brother and a son, okay? It's I feel bad for the whole family, because now with this marriage breaking up, that also means that they're losing that relationship with Pedro that has taken so long to build and is finally there. Now I'm wondering, was that all phony? If the marriage was phony, then of course the relationships with the family was phony. But, Jen says that he's nice to everybody in the family but Chantel, and I agree with her. So Chantel admits to the confessional that, she intends to make it right with Lydia. She intends to spend some time in the DR and make it right with Lydia. So she sets out on a journey to go see Lydia in the DR. Okay? Got her bags packed, got her Uber waiting, looking fly, got her little slides on, you know what I mean? Pedro's stupid. No, it's not all about looks, though. It's not all about looks. But she is really gorgeous. I mean, I feel so bad for this girl, man. It's like there are so many guys out there that would kill to be with Chantel, and Pedro is just walking all over her like she's a freaking doormat. Or he's attempting to. Let's not get it twisted. I think she's a Taurus, so she's not just going to let anybody just walk all over. You can see she's got a temper, so ain't no walking all over her. But the way that he is making her chase him down, chase his mom down, do anything she can to save this marriage. It's like, I feel like, I told Jen this yesterday when we were watching it, I feel like metaphorically, like they're in a swimming pool and he's holding her head down and she's flailing, trying to get upwards. And every time she gets up and gets a breath, he takes her head and puts it right back down. Everything she tries to do, he is slamming the door in her face. And this trip is one of them. So she heads out en route to the DR, bag in hand. And when she gets there, she's getting there, she's reminiscing about when they fell in love and the first time she came to the DR and how it was with Pedro, and how they loved each other and were madly in love, and she just wishes that it could be that way again, And, this is the type of stuff here that lets you know this girl is in love. She's doing it for love. Think about it. There is no monetary gain in it for Chantel. Well, now that he's a real estate agent, I mean, he clocking them dollars a little bit. He making a little bit of coin now, but Chantel's not doing bad for her own. She comes from a family that is not poor. Okay, they are doing pretty well for themselves, and she's a registered nurse. The income potential for a registered nurse is what, 80 to 100K? I mean, they're making some coin. So she does not need Pedro. So why would she be going through all of this but for love? So her feelings are genuine. There was no something in it for her other than a marriage. A long-lasting, beautiful marriage that she thought she was getting into. So she admits that in the confessional, she admits that she basically lied to everybody so that this trip could happen. She told her parents that she and Pedro were going to a marriage retreat in Arizona to work on their marriage. She told Pedro that she and Winter were going to a nursing convention in Michigan. Chantel, you are not right, girl. She coming up with it. And meanwhile, her ass is in the DR on a mission. Chantel is on a mission. Okay. So she gets to the Dominican Republic and she's in her Uber. And again, she's reminiscing about when they met and how good things were. And she's saying, everything was cool. They were together. And now here she is alone in the DR trying to save their marriage. I mean, I really felt bad for her in this scene. I really did. And how bad is it that her only hope and her last straw, or how Pedro put it in the episode, this is her last card that she's playing. He's like, is that your last card that you have to play? Her last card is who? Lydia? What? The person that she gets along with the least may possibly be her only hope in this scenario. Because we unfortunately know how it turned out. Possibly. I mean, people have stopped divorce files. So, hey, listen, you know me. I'm a conspiracy theorist. I play chess. There's nothing saying that they can't stop these divorce proceedings once the season's over and maybe somehow miraculously they work things out. I mean, hey, it's getting viewership. The series was kind of stagnating. The season was stagnating, and the divorce, if I'm being honest, breathed new life into the franchise. All right, I think we got vegan knowledge on here. You there? Is your mic muted? I have you in, but I don't hear you. All right, she went back out. Okay, so, all right, let's try it again. Okay, for some reason it's not letting me. Yeah, I'm clicking it, Jen, but it's not letting you in, sweetie. Okay, there we go. You there? Yeah, I see your thing lighting up, but I'm not hearing you. Can you guys hear me and Jen, or can you not hear? Let me know in the chat. Okay, you can hear me. Hey, Jazan, what's happening? Can't hear Jen. Okay, yeah. That's what I was dealing with. Okay. Shout out to A Grant. Said the green card was a bonus. The green card was a bonus, of course, but he loves Chantel. He was stating that he doesn't want anything bad to happen to her. True. True. I remember that scene and I was touched by it as well. But I'm not completely bought in. And I'll tell you why. Because Chantel has done everything that she can, everything that he's requested, and everything she can to try to make this marriage work. And if he really, really wanted it, I'm a firm believer in the process of manifestation and the law of attraction. What you focus on expands. What you want, you get. If he really wanted it, it's there for the taking. Why is he not taking it? So while I see your point, what's holding him back? Why isn't he embracing her efforts, if that be the case? Okay, so A. Grant says he has communicated. He wanted to see action. She always says, I'm tired. Moving a load wouldn't be too much to ask of him. Yet, see, all we're seeing though is her putting forth effort. The cleaning of the house. Okay, and I give you this. When she went to the bar, things blew up the way they weren't supposed to. But she did show up. She made an effort. Her flying all the way to the DR is making an effort. Her constantly trying to have conversations with making an effort. So I don't quite understand how she's not making an effort. Mary G says he has bigger fish in his mind, and we know who that fish is, don't we? Yeah, he definitely has bigger fish in mind, or at least a Dominican fish. Ronnie Conover says, my husband works 215 hours, works two 15-hour days. I definitely get it, you know? I mean, I see where, you know, there is a scene where he's, and I'm going to talk about this in a little bit, where he is, it does seem like he's sad about it. I'll be honest with you, I'm the first one to raise my hand and say, I hope it's all bullshit. I mean, if they do come out and, hey, guess what, we're not getting divorced, I will be the first one to say, yes, congrats, I'm glad, because I genuinely want to see this couple make it. They've been together this long. I think they're a beautiful couple. And I think when they're on one accord, they're one of the really coolest couples. You know what I'm saying? So I would love to see them make it. I definitely don't want this to end this way. And if there's any way it can be saved, that would be, you know, lovely. I think we all want that. So Chantel's in the DR and she is in her Uber headed towards Lydia. And she starts thinking back to when they argued that last season, when things didn't work out with his dad. Nicole came in ranting and raving and throwing glass at everybody. barefoot, mind you. Yeah, Nicole was having a bad day that day. And mom comes in and basically tells him that Chantel does not respect you as your husband. And she's basically, look, Lydia looks like she is dressed to guff, okay? And I don't see anybody jumping jumping in her grill. She looks like she came there to fight. And Miss Karen is standing up like, okay, bitch, you make a move, and it's on. But yeah, she's there scolding her son, and Chantel is remembering all this in the Uber ride on the way over. And she's thinking, I'm going to do whatever I can to try to hold my tongue and keep my temper under wraps. I don't need to be arguing with Lydia. That's going to be counterproductive in this situation. I let my emotions get the best of me in the bar. I cannot do that at this point. I need this woman right now. So she thinks back to that and she pulls it together and she arrives at Lydia's condo. Okay. And she tells the Uber driver to wait. So right there off the top, you see she is not planning on kicking her shoes off and getting a room and staying. She is meaning to get in there, handle some business, and get the fuck out. Excuse my French. So she gets there, knocks on the door, and is greeted with okay, what do we got going on here? What's this bitch doing at my door? Look from Lydia. And you gotta stop and think. It's like, okay, wait a minute. Is she here to shoot me? Does she know I told Pedro to separate from her? What's going on? But Lydia reminds me of a woman. She's very cool, calm, and collective. Look at her face. Think about it. What would you think? You had no idea Chantel was coming. She's kind of like your arch enemy. She took your son away, and you guys never got along. You know she doesn't have a problem getting back in your face, and here she is at your door, and you know that her and Pedro are going through issues. Did he tell her that you told them to split? But look how she's greeting her at the door. If there's any fear in there, she's not showing it. She's got a pretty good poker face. She's got a pretty good poker face. So we'll see what happens. JJ, you there?
Let's see if it works.
Yep, it is working.
Oh, I tried from the computer. I finally got in after like two different lives.
All right, we're gonna welcome Vegan Knowledge JJ to the stream.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
So
I
as
I
you can
got
see,
to
we're on the
see.
part with Lydia. And she gets to the DR and Lydia opens the door to her surprise because Chantel did not tell anyone, including her, coming there.
Yeah, it looks like you said this last night too, that for the brief moment she has an identifying moment with her, like, wow, I've been through this, girl. I know what you're feeling. But it doesn't last long once she talks to Pedro because that's her boy.
Right. So Lydia greets Chantel at the door. And the cool thing about it is they actually get along in this scene. I'm just trying to find my notes here.
Yeah, this is where she's basically identifying with her a little bit,
Yeah. And Chantel was saying in the Uber on the way over as well that she thought she and Pedro were soulmates and that he didn't really want a divorce. And I couldn't help but think at that point she was in denial. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Chantel is in denial. I mean, she is really, like I said last night, she's grasping because it's like Pedro, we can all see he's like disconnected. I said this in your chat earlier. He just looks cut off. If you ever been in a relationship where you're cut off, that's what his face looks like. Like
Yeah,
he just looks like nothing she's going to do is right. I said normally he'd be like, "Oh, Pinky went to talk to my mother. She's trying."
right,
But he's not saying, it's just making him mad no matter what she does, like almost like her reaching out to make things better is pushing him the other way, is making him more angry because he doesn't want her to do that. You know what I mean? Like he wants it to be done, basically, is what I think.
yeah. So we leave it there. Lydia greets her at the door, and then we are sent over to Pedro's confessional. Okay, and Pedro basically says to the confessional that he is going to head to a party that his boss is throwing, and that he is still embarrassed about what happened at the bar with Chantel. So, he's going to go there, but he's giving it at her home, and he admits that he's still really, really embarrassed about what happened. You know what I mean? But crazy. She literally went ballistic.
But the thing is, with her, like with her coming to the bar, what set her off, and we were talking about this before, is the fact that he looked at her like she didn't belong there, like she was an outcast. You know what I mean? That is what
Absolutely. That
set her off,
triggered her.
triggered her. Yes, and I feel like I was saying in your chat earlier that Pedro reminds me of somebody who just turned 16 and started hanging out with a group of friends. And like Chantel is like his mom or his parent. So he can't seem to gel the two groups together.
Yeah.
So he's like embarrassed when she comes around. He doesn't want to talk about, is married. It's like he's found these new friends and she's like the old news now. He's like wanting to be cool to them. I don't know
Right.
if you see that too. He's seeming very immature all of a sudden.
Yeah, and he gets to the yeah, and he's basically dishing out the hugs. Hey, how you doing? He's hugging Anto, which, by the way, I turned out to be completely wrong about her last week. But then again, you never know. Okay. But apparently she
J,
is
your
married.
sound. Can you move your mic around? It seems like your sound is a little bit staticky. I don't know if it's just on my end.
Okay, how about now?
Let's talk one more time.
Well, it seems like Anto is married with a baby, so she is not who I thought she was, or she could
Yeah.
be undercover.
Right. But you also know the real story. At least I love your storyline, who it is actually
Yeah, yeah.
that even
So,
adds
but
to it.
it all fits. It all fits. That it wasn't her. So we were right about that. The arrows are pointing more and more towards Karema, guys. The arrows are pointing more and more towards Karema. So basically, he dishes out the hugs, tells everyone, he's glad to be there, so on and so forth. And then his Laura comes out and says, hey, you guys have some issues. We understand that you're working on, but the way she came off at Anto, yeah, I'm not with that. Because remember, we figured out that they've got to be related in some kind of way. I figured she's her daughter. But the way she came off at Anto, I'm not having that. I'm not with that. And Pedro once again apologizes and says he's sorry that happened. He and Chantel are working on their problems, and he apologizes once again for what had happened. And in this moment, you can kind of start to see where Pedro actually might be feeling some type of remorse, because they asked him, well, where's Chantel? Why is she not with you here now? And he said, well, she's off at a convention with her sister in Michigan. So it's like, oh, okay, that gave him. But had she been home, would she have been invited to come with him? You think he would have
No.
brought her? Hell no. And what was then? But because they understood as women, hey, you're leaving her out. We're cool with you hanging out with us. But he even admitted in his confessional that everybody that he works with is either married or in some type of relationship with children. And he's
Yeah, it's
kind of
like
like
why
the
does
odd
he
man
want to be
out.
the he just wants the attention almost, it seems like. I don't know what, and Pedro, he says something that, like, I feel like he's making something up in his mind that isn't true, and Wendy said something very, like, telling on this. She said that I think the problem is that Pedro can't take that Chantel is successful. We know that men seem to have a problem with strong women sometimes. And that's exactly it. But he's blaming that on her not wanting him to be successful and not letting him. That doesn't mean that she doesn't want you to be successful. The fact that you're ignoring her and hanging out with the people from work 24/7 and not
Yeah, one of the
including
reasons
her, that
one of the
doesn't
reasons
mean that she doesn't want you to work.
one of the reasons she said that she didn't like hanging out with him and his friends, not because she's jealous, it's because she doesn't relate. She doesn't sell real estate, and usually they're talking work.
Right.
So, in any event, um, that is a picture of Antonella's husband, Daniel. Kind of goofy looking. I got a bad picture of him. I got a bad picture. And this is where Pedro is saying that, everybody there is married. Once again, he's embarrassed, and, he has to, live with what happened with Chantel. But he's saying, I want to grow. He says, Chantel, I appreciate the love that she has for me, but I have to look out for myself now. I have, I need to be able to, I feel like our relationship, Nathan says he was tired at the party. He says, I'm tired. It's not going anywhere. I think he feels like his marriage has plateaued with Chantel, and it's not going anywhere else. It's not challenging enough for him. So he wants to grow, and he feels like he can do that better without Chantel, from what I'm gathering.
Yeah, like, I don't know what. I think just him not wanting her wanting more of his attention. He doesn't know how to really balance things, and he's looking at that as her trying to bring him down when she's just asking for him to be Pedro that he was. And I feel like usually in a relationship somebody changes, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what creates the problem. And
I
in
have
this
to
case,
say, yeah, go ahead.
no, I was just saying that he's changed and he's growing, but
Absolutely.
he's not willing to bring her along with him. I don't think that she's trying to hold him down. I think she wants him to be successful,
I do too.
and so do the family.
I do too. I really do. I will say this. So I actually respect what he said when he said he's tired and he just wants to go. He wants to grow. That is probably the most honest that Pedro has been. I just wish he would be that with Chantel so that she can stop chasing him. And
This is like a new world to him. Like I was saying, he's like a teenager getting out on his own. He's in America. He's finally got his own little job and his own career. Well, not little job, I guess, but you know what I'm saying. So
right.
he's going through a change, and he's like, I supported her. You know what I mean? I just don't see, in my opinion, what she's doing that's not supporting him.
I don't either. And then, when we go back to the party, the guy next to him asks him, do you love her? And he says, it's a very difficult question for me to answer. Right now, she's treating me some kind of way, I'm treating her some kind of way, and things are just difficult between us. And I don't really know how to answer that right now. And we're talking about getting separated. So he admits to the group that they have now talked of separation. So once you put it out there, again, I'm a believer in the process of manifestation. Once you put it out there, look what happened. Everything pointed to him wanting to be away from Chantel. And when you want something, see, that's why I'm saying I appreciate what what the gentleman down in the chat was saying. I hear what he was saying. But at the same time, I'm like, when you really want something, then what's stopping you from getting it? You know what I'm saying? $8 grand. It's like, what, if he really wanted to be with Chantel, she's right there. She's giving. She's trying. So
Did you
why
see what Mary said? I hope Chantel's mom gets a private detective on Pedro. You know they are.
we put that in her DMs? We put that in her DMs, and I don't know. I was telling people in the chat earlier that Miss Karen started following me yesterday. So I don't know if she's listening to us or if she's going to take our advice on following up the Karema lead that I sent her. I sent her the picture of her in where was that? In Cape May, New Jersey, and told her, hey, you might want to hire a PI and look into the situation with her being in the States. Because if you're listening right now, Miss K, I'm telling you, Karema has been in the States. Who's she hanging out with?
And look what Grant said. Just like you said before, I wonder if he's cheating with Karema. He's acting differently after the DR, just like we were talking about in your last stream.
Yes, that's exactly what we said. Welcome, $8 grand. You are definitely part of the J Crew. Hopefully you have subscribed, my brother. If not, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Okay, we said the same thing. He is not acting like someone who wants to be with the woman that he's with. Okay, when Chantel left the DR, the whole father situation, Pedro stayed there for 2 weeks, and if you remember, he was not on speaking terms with his mother or with he was not on speaking terms with his mother or his sister. So, thanks. He was not on speaking terms with his mother or his sister. So, who was he hanging out with? What was he doing for 2 weeks? And then all of a sudden he gets back and he's different. So I'm surprised Chantel didn't mention it on the show. But then we see these pictures of Karema with her passport. She's hanging out in New Jersey, which is on the East Coast. Okay, that's hey, I'm from Jersey. That's not that far. They can meet in the middle somewhere. Pedro is spending a lot of time away from home. It all adds the fuck up. I really believe that he is working on a relationship with Karema right now. And every time she's in a scene with Nicole, she's asking, well, where's Pedro? What does Pedro think about it?
Was that the plan all along? I remember also saying last week, it was like, not this past episode, but the one before, Karima, or is it Karima? Karima, right? Is how they say it?
It was in a Karima.
She was looking at, and then she went and talked with Alejandro, what's her name's boy, and I'm like, okay, so she might want to get her over on Pedro to get her away from her man. I'm not sure that she wasn't trying to date Alejandro behind her back too.
Karema
I could be wrong.
is messing with people's men, y'all.
That's right. You gotta watch her. Ever since he swung her around, I mean, was that the plan all along? That's even bigger conspiracy theory.
Right.
Get over.
Lydia could put it together. Lydia's a smart woman.
Yeah.
He could have already been dating Karema, and Karema could have said, okay, I'll let you go ahead and date this American on one condition, that you get a green card and that you bring us all over there. Give it about 5 years. They probably worked it out. They probably had a 5-year plan. And that explains why he was able to shut it off like that. That makes no sense. Pinky this, pinky that. Oh, I love you this, I love you that. And 5 years in, all of a sudden, like a water faucet, you're able to shut it off.
Remember back when he was at the DR, all of a sudden he needed to stay and try to contact his father. And then, like you said, that's when things changed. He had to stay there. She left, like, even after what's her name came in, is like he slept with grandma. She
Right.
left him there with
Nicole put
trust.
his game
You know,
out. Nicole
that's
put
when
his
he was all
game
into the
out. Nicole said, "Oh, and
family.
by the way, bitches, he slept with Karema. Bye bye."
I definitely believe he did because he was mad with he's very emotional and gets himself
Oh, he
he
got
gets on
pissed
the defense
off.
real easily. You know, like it's all about Pedro. Everybody's against me. My mom's against me. My dad's against me. Chantel's against me. You know what I mean? So he was in one of those situations when he went there that first time. They probably hooked up,
Yeah.
but
So
this time put the icing on the cake.
so back in the DR, after a few minutes of standing there at the door, she decided to let Chantel in. And basically, they begin having a conversation. All right. So they begin having a conversation, and Chantel basically starts asking, she asked Lydia if she can come in, and then they start having a conversation. And then basically, Chantel begins to tell Lydia how Pedro is working all the time. He's always working. He's not. Her and Pedro aren't doing well. He's always working. And the worst part about it is Pedro won't even talk to her. He won't give her, like, every time they have a conversation, he always ends up storming off and going into another room or leaving the house. But he doesn't stay there. You know what I mean?
You know, I was saying this last night too. I just wish he would be honest because in the chat, like Wendy's talking about the verbal abuse, the kind of underlying abuse he's doing to her. Just be honest and say, "Look, I don't want this. I don't want this anymore. You know, I feel like I've grown. I don't think we're a good match anymore. I'm sorry about that." But instead, he's putting her down about stuff. You're not cleaning enough. You're not doing things that she's never done,
Right.
basically.
And
You
he's
know, like
telling us in the
you're coming here and
confessional. He's telling
mhm.
us in the confessional that his relationship is not growing and he needs to grow. But he's not telling that to Chantel.
Right, he's
He's
putting
telling
her
her
down
bullshit.
like she's doing stuff wrong that's causing it. He's making her
Right.
out to be
As
the
if he's
cause.
giving her things to fix. And every time she answers it and fixes it, oh, that's still
Right.
not blah 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 blah. It's still not good enough.
Look, Pedro, I cleaned the floor. I cleaned up the clothes. Oh, well, now you did this. And oh, now you came to my work to try to hang out with me and my friends. I'm looking at you like you're crazy and a stranger. And what are you doing here? And then you got mad. So now you've caused this. Now you go talk to my mom because I've been telling you for 5 years that you don't get along with my family. Now I'm mad because you went to my mom and tried to
Right.
talk
What
to her
about
and
the
give her
morning where
gifts.
she cooked him eggs? She took
And he
time to
doesn't
cook
like
him
eggs
some
all of a
eggs. All of
sudden.
a sudden, he didn't like scrambled eggs. How about thank you for taking the time to try to make me breakfast?
Right. You see, when that happens, there's no respect and there's no gratitude. That's how you know it's done.
Yeah. So she basically admits to Lydia that what she's trying to do is repair their relationship. Okay. She admits to Lydia that she's there asking for advice. She's throwing her son to mercy of the court. She's asking for her advice. How can I save my marriage with Pedro? You know what I'm saying? I'm at a point where I literally, don't know what to do. And they're chit chatting, they're getting along, and here Chantel starts to actually tear up, and she says, "I don't know what to do." And you can actually see the poker face of Lydia's actually crack and show a little bit of empathy for Chantel. At this point right here, she's like, "Shit," she really loves him. You can tell it's getting to her. You know, and at that point, Chantel. Wait a minute. Yeah, so Chantel basically is in confessional saying that, she thinks that, Lydia may or may not buy in. But the cool thing is, Lydia actually came around. Okay, Chantel hooked her up with some Gucci glasses, and because Lydia is the gold digger, and if you give her something, she's going to be on your side. Okay, so if you start kind of feeding her gifts and stuff like that, you may get her to listen to you. Even Pedro calls her a gold digger. So Chantel her to get the Gucci glasses, and Lydia says thank you, and she begins to tell her, listen, maybe you should consider having kids with Pedro. Maybe that's what you need to do. Maybe have him, hook up with you and get kids and this, that, and the third. Chantel's like, no, he doesn't want to have children. I've talked to him about that, and he absolutely does not want to have children. And she also says one of the things that she loves about, one of the things that she's not going to do is have children with a man that does not want to have kids. So she says she understands where Lydia's coming from, but no, I'm not going to have kids with Pedro and then he's going to roll out and I'm going to be left raising the kids by myself. I'm not doing that. So the line is, Chantel gives her the glasses. Lydia's a happy camper. Chantel's a happy camper because the conversation went way better than she expected, because she can see where Lydia is actually supporting her in the decision to stay together.
But you remember what you said last night? That makes a lot of sense that that's her solution for it, if you think about it, right?
Yeah, because that's what she did.
Right, like go
Let
ahead.
Me know what you think about.
Let
me know what you guys think about that in the chat. Lydia's going to tell Chantel to have kids. That's exactly what she did, wasn't it? With his father. That's exactly what her mother did. Oh, have a kid with him. He'll stay with you. It didn't work for you. So what the hell are you going to tell her to do it for? She wants to see Chantel like her. Stuck with the kids and no man. Because and that's exactly why Pedro refused to have children with her. Come on, let's call it out. He knew that he was not going to stay with Chantel. He did not want to be a carbon copy of his father.
Because you said something last time, that's exactly the right path that it seemed like they were on. They had the whole, tumultuous type relationship where the parents didn't want them together. They got together against all odds. They beat that. Then they started getting along with, her family. So he was all in. She got her degree. Everything was working good. She's got a job now. Now he's got a job. They get a house, yet no kids. Now all of a sudden they're not together.
Yeah. I mean, come on, 5 years in, they should have had kids 2-3 years in.
Some people that don't also, is he bored with it? Things were going good for the first time. Happening. So there's no fight
he's
with
tired
it.
of it. There's no challenge for him anymore. He has reached a plateau with Chantel. And here's the scene of her after giving Lydia the glasses where they're, okay, we'll try to talk to him. We'll try to work it out. And the next scene is the Everett family at the family bonfire. And they are kind of sitting around, enjoying each other's company.
I just want to go hang out there right now with them around the bonfire. Now that Karen's following you, can you invite me too? I'm on the stream. Miss Karen, can we come to the bonfire?
So here we got Thomas, we got Miss Karen, we got Winter, and we got River. And, Karen and Thomas are talking about how much they miss River. They miss hearing his music around the house. And River's in the confessional saying, I ain't moving back in there. River's like, they want everybody. I remember my mom was like that. She wanted everybody under the roof. Time to fly the nest. And then Winter started bragging about how every man in Atlanta is lining up to date her ass. All right, Winter's getting a little bit over the top with it. Calm your ass down.
She is confident.
Calm your ass down, girl. Confidence is good.
Right.
Confidence
but not
good. But not conceited.
Overconfident, right?
Yeah. I don't think she's being conceited. I think it's long overdue. But yeah, Dad.
She's looking in the mirror and seeing a supermodel.
Yeah, and Dad's like, I don't want to hear that you got a roster of men. Wait to date. That's something that wants to hear.
I love the fact that they are happy for her though, because they definitely, definitely feel like it's not even the look, it's that confidence. She actually starting to feel good about herself, which is a good thing. Whatever she had to do, she did it.
She's a beautiful young
Always
woman.
Was,
Yeah.
Now she feels better about herself.
And River got his hair cut.
We both said it at the same time. River, get rid of that hair.
The waves.
I had some rough hair when I was his age, though, myself. I had a perm that went bad.
Look, River had me backing up. River said it's trouble in paradise. Something about somebody won't clean up or something.
River's like, I was drunk. I don't remember what she said.
Something they having problems about somebody won't clean up or something.
That's what it was with the surface thing that they're telling people, right? It's definitely not about cleaning. It's so deep.
Right. And here's where Thomas and Karen are basically saying that they're glad that Chantel and Pedro have gone to the couples retreat so they can go ahead and work out their marriage. All they need to do is learn how to communicate and things will be fine. And I'm just sitting there watching this whole time saying, you guys have no clue.
Pedro better run. I think Shocky's coming out soon.
Oh my God. Let us know in the chat if you know who Shocky is. Do you remember Shocky?
Don't do it. JJ, you gotta do it. What does he say? And her mom brought
she came with a taser.
We laughed about that.
She coming with a taser. I mean, his face was so pronounced.
I wish we had that clip. Next time.
Yeah, I don't have that clip.
Next time I'll let you know when I'm going to bring up Shocky.
Hey, look, we'll do the
Uh-oh. I can't take the suspense.
We'll do the next best thing, right? She coming with a taser. He had this face, right? Coming with a taser. She meant to shock it out of him. She really did. And unfortunately,
I mean, that was over something else smaller. Imagine now a divorce. And I mean, she might bring out something else. I don't want to say it, but
Miss Karen is no joke. You
with
see
her with that
the samurai
on,
swords,
ninja
right?
skills, right?
She got the samurai swords, man. She will shot and she will be
comes over there with some nunchucks.
She mentioned nunchucks in this last episode. She said she was coming over there with the nunchucks. I'm like, what?
Wait, you know the kick that Karate Kid did? You see her lining up with her foot in the air?
Oh my God.
Pedro, watch it.
I can see Miss Karen in that pose. What's that, like the swan pose or something? But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with these families. Let's see, where did we leave off at? So we were talking at the bonfire.
That is true, Grant. He said it sucks for Chantel when you want the marriage, but there's nothing anyone can do when it's over. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so here we got, right, so that's where we were. So now we're back in the DR, and Lydia is out walking the dogs, and she decides to have a conversation with Pedro, letting him know, guess who showed up at my door. And I was like ready to be in the floor, okay, when Lydia was talking
Showing
to
off her
him.
glasses.
Yeah, you know she is. You know she is.
Lydia looks really good though, right? Like, does she
She
look
does. I
younger?
don't know if she's getting Botox injections. What's going on? But yeah, she looks way better. But check out Pedro's face when out when he finds out that Chantel's in the TR. He literally just he stops. He says nothing, absolutely nothing. Lydia's like, in this scene, she's like, "Guess who came to see me?" Basically, in Spanish. Guess who showed up at my door? Chantel. And for what seemed like an eternity, he stood there in the screen like that, like didn't say anything for like just staring at her, and almost like
he was shocked, dude.
almost
He was
like he didn't
shocking.
believe her. You know what I mean? Like she's like, "Guess who's here?" Chantel's like, he literally just stared at her, and she said, "Say something, say something." And all of a sudden, next thing you know, he was pissed.
He went off. I want to know what you think, and also what the people in our chat think right now. Like, if Chantel were to just totally go the other way with it and would have just like did her own thing and like maybe started hanging out with a set of people or maybe even a couple of guys that, like, do you think he would care, or is he that disconnected? Like, would that, how some people try to make someone jealous? For me, I don't even think he would care at this point. I feel like he'd be like, good, go be with them. What do you think? Would that kind of reel him back in and get him to like, oh wait, that's my wife? Or do you think he would even care that if she started like seeing somebody, or not pretending, but you know what I mean, like kind of going off and doing her own thing rather than trying to chase after him? He wouldn't
You know
care,
what?
Ronnie
I
said. Yeah.
honestly think that at this point it's too late.
Hmm.
Maybe if she had done that maybe a year ago or so, I honestly think he's that far removed. He seems so
Yeah.
checked out at this point that no matter what she does, it doesn't seem like it. See, and here's the thing: if you're into the person, then yes, I'm just gonna creep in. When you are no longer into a person, you made this point earlier. He may be like, "Good, get her out of my face."
Yeah, it might take the conscience off him, or help his conscience, like, well, she left me. That would make him feel better, probably.
Yeah, but if she's smart, she's not gonna do that. She's not
Yeah,
gonna
that's
do
why
it.
she probably hasn't. She's
Yeah.
trying everything to get back in.
Well, it's rumors that she's some rapper guy, but dollar something, I don't know, but rich dollar rich or something like that. But I don't know. Well, I guess everything will come out in the wash.
A little shocky.
Everything will come out in the wash. So then we left off with Pedro staring in the phone, right? And then we got hello. Okay. So then we got Lydia admitting to the confessional that some part of her buys into what Chantel is saying about Pedro, because there's been times where she herself has called him and he has put her off the phone because he's with a client. And he says, "I'll call you back later. He's busy." So she agrees with Chantel that he's working. He is preoccupied with work. It's not like a healthy thing. It's a preoccupation like he's got time for nothing else but closing. That's it. Not even time for mama. So she gets where Chantel is coming from there.
And then didn't he get like that with his video games before?
Yeah, he's a gamer. Okay, so we're gonna pay a 2-second homage to Nicole's little storyline, and Nicole pregnant with Alejandro's baby, and here's Alejandro here talking to the barber, because I was a barber before, and you are everybody's therapist that sits in that chair. Okay, barbershop is a place where you can actually come in, or a salon, and have a conversation and just kind of put it out there and get some good advice.
Barbers and so he's talking to,
oh yeah, and he's talking to his barber, and his barber is basically, he's telling his barber that, she had my kid and she lost it, and I want to be there for her and support her, but she does not want me coming there. And the barber's basically telling him, man, the hell with that. Get your ass back over there and get her pregnant again ASAP. So basically that is what Alejandro has on his mind to do. They give each other dap. He's like, thanks for the haircut, and I'm out. And that's all I got to say about that. So then we're back in the DR with Lydia, and this time Nicole is in the scene, and Lydia's doing her hair, and Nicole confesses to the camera that she and Lydia have not been getting along ever since Lydia found out that Alejandro was back in the picture. Shit. Imagine what would have happened if she found out she was pregnant with Alejandro's baby. She'd probably kill that girl in her sleep.
Man, so that's funny.
So basically, Nicole is saying that one good about gossip unites people. So even though my mother and I are speaking, it looks like this thing that's going on with Pedro and Chantel is uniting us, because they end up having a conversation, and she says, hey, guess who showed up at the door? Chantel. And, basically, Nicole, we know how Nicole feels about Chantel. She goes off saying he needs to divorce her once and for all. Chantel is nothing but trouble, and he needs to go ahead and divorce her. There are plenty of other women here in the DR that are better looking. They have a better face and a better body than Chantel. He needs to hook up with somebody else. Who, by chance? Karema? Your buddy?
You're right. Hey, J&J, real quick.
Yeah.
Just to tell you what's happening in the chat really fast. Remember Dean?
Huh?
Remember Dean that I can't think
brother?
of his wife's name. Tariq's brother Dean. He was all into Chantel. We were joking in the chat saying, "Hey, how about Dean and Chantel hook up?"
Oh my God! Yeah, get Dean. Well, Dean can't do it now because he's got his little Filipino honey.
Yes,
they're over there making babies.
Somebody said Dean was literally sweating over Chantel on TV.
He
Rita said it.
He was. Tariq was like, "Man, that girl ain't thinking about you."
That's what I think is going to happen with this is real quick side note. Okay, oh my goodness, I can't think of their name right now, but the couple on 90 Day Fiance that the dad doesn't like them getting married. Why am I drawing a blank on their name right now?
Talking about Patrick and Thais?
Patrick and Thais. Okay, so I feel like Thais and Patrick are going to go to meet the dad and try to get permission, possibly, or at some point go over there to see the dad. And John's going to follow them, and he's so against this, but he's going to end up hooking up with a chick just like Dean did in another country. That's all. That's spin-off. You heard it here first.
Probably will happen. That probably will happen. I can see it here, but I don't know if he's ready for that
him as a
Brazilian bug. I don't know if he can deal with a Brazilian chick though. But here's the thing: this season, this is how everybody is ending up in the DR. This shit is hitting the fan. Okay, The shit is hitting the fan. Because here we got Lydia has told Pedro that Chantel is there. So guess who comes to the bar? And he is there with a vengeance to try to stop Chantel in her tracks. If you want the marriage to work, why would you stop her? She's trying to make things work. He thinks that she's over there giving her ex-mother sunglasses and stuff because she's trying to turn his mother against him. You know? And that's not the case. Of course, he's going to spin it to make it seem like she's doing something wrong, which is what pisses me off about him. It was okay for you to tell Lydia to play nice with Chantel, but now that Chantel wants to play nice with Lydia, it's sus. All of a sudden, it's suspicious. It's shady. She's up to something. What were you up to when you were telling Lydia to be nice? Was it to be genuine? No, it's because you wanted to get their asses over to the United States, and you needed Chantel to do it. So yeah, Chantel wants your mother to get up in that ass and tell you being stupid. And he's not for it. And he knows he says my mother has a way of influencing me, and Chantel knows that. That's because Chantel has a brain in her head. And think about it. She can never get the time of day from him. And all of a sudden he shows up in the DR. Honestly, it's probably because Karema's there. Oh, great. Another opportunity to go to the DR. Because I bet you he's not going to stay with Chantel in her room. So he shows up, and lo and behold, he walks up on Chantel and says, "What are you doing here?" And she looks at him like, "What the hell are you doing here?" So here's my question. Okay? How long do we think this friendship between Chantel and Lydia is going to last? Because it seems to me that Lydia jumped at the opportunity to tell Pedro that Chantel was in the DR first and foremost, but it almost seemed like she was starting to sway back the other way. When Pedro said that Chantel showed up at the bar and she embarrassed him, all of a sudden Lydia was like, let's get the real story. Let's hear your version. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Why didn't she didn't tell me that? So yeah, why don't you come here and they're going to surprise attack Chantel, basically. And I don't think that's fair. I think he's coming with a chip on his shoulder, not like somebody that wants to work out his marriage. You feel me? You still there? All right, so we lost vegan knowledge. Are you back on?
I'm here. Here I am.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
No, I had to just
You
run.
just got
to
let
the,
me know. You got to
kitchen.
warn me. Let me know you're going.
Sorry.
But yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. I think that it's nuts that all of a sudden everybody's ending up in the DR, because guess what? I can see now that what's going to end up happening is Chantel's probably going to call her family for backup.
You know
and
it.
her family is going to end up over in the DR.
Like Alejandro's gonna be there.
Alejandro!
You got him coming to see you. You got Pedro
Alejandro
there.
is headed to the
And
DR
you know
as
Mama
well.
and Dad are coming. Winter's gonna come just because she needs to get away. She might end up hooking up with a guy over there too.
What do you guys think in the chat? Everybody
It's
is going to
definitely
end up in the
looking
DR,
like an
and
old
the shit
sitcom.
is going to be hitting the DR, the Dominican fan.
That is an excellent season finale. If you wrote it, you did a good job.
Yeah, everybody's going to end up, because Alejandro's on his way over there.
Right.
And I can't wait to see the shit hit the fan with him and Lydia. Okay, Alejandro's going over there. Pedro has already arrived over there. Chantel is already there. And when her family finds out that she lied and they really she went to the DR, that she's over there by herself trying to fight all of them. Because think about it. This is where Chantel's not being smart. She's going alone.
But think about it though. Karen can't is worse than her with holding her temper. She
Yeah, well,
might have
she
thought it
needs
was
Karen
gonna.
right now. She needs
She
Karen
does
right now.
now,
Look,
but
it's Chantel against Paige because now she has nobody. It was Lydia and Nicole. Well, now Pedro isn't into her. So now she's got all three of the family members. They don't want her there. They don't want
yeah,
anything to do with her. So, and then you've got Alejandro, who's different, But what if him and Pedro end up going at it? And if everybody ends up there one time, no doubt she's probably going to call her family, and her family is going to take the first flight over to the DR. And that's probably where it's going to end. They're not going to tell us what happens. They're going to show the family, every family showing up in the airport in the DR, and that's probably where they're going to cut the shit.
Keep us hanging on. We'll be there.
Guys, let me know what you think about that in the chat. That would be a hell of a season finale.
Let's see if I can read a couple of these chats. Yes, Wendy said, oh, that was earlier. She said it will be, and she will have her taser or...
She got a taser.
Wendy said Pedro is wrong on what he's doing, and Grant said the bar and going to his family, giving him peace, slide up on him and give him a back rub. He'll start talking. You have to be tactful when men are easy. I don't know if that would work with him, Grant. Like, he seems really cut off. Like, he looks at her like she's disgusting or something. Chantel's family will be riding through if they came over there.
Do me a favor. We got 2 likes. We got 2 likes. Can everybody just run real quick and smash that like button? It says 15 watching, but we got 2 likes up there.
No, I see 12.
You got 12 likes?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep, so.
Okay, so I didn't refresh my screen. My bad. Thank you guys for the likes.
I was number 6, so I knew we had more than that, but there's still 4 missing.
Okay, so I'm going to put the link in the chat.
Oh, good.
For anyone who wants to come up and chit chat with us.
Who is Tammy Roman's private eye? I meant to ask earlier. Wendy said it. Do you know who that is? Is that a show?
I actually don't. Is that a show we should watch?
Apparently she's like a private eye that will find out everything.
Really?
We don't even need her because we had J&J figure out Karamo was in the U.S.
Yeah.
Tammy Romans. Take TR to the DR. Let's figure out what's going on with this guy. The shame of it is sometimes, like Grant was saying, one person is cut off and it's just over. The part about it I don't like, I'm fine with him being done with the relationship. I just don't like what he's doing. Just go ahead and say, you know what? I want to do my own thing. I know this looks bad. It looks like I came over here and used you for a green card, but I really just don't feel like we're gelling anymore. I feel like I've grown. I want to do my own, thing in my career, and you're holding me back, I feel like, whether it's true or not, and I just need to leave, and I'm sorry. But instead, he's like, yep, he's putting her down.
The way that they were talking in the kitchen that night, okay? The way that they were talking, like the night that she went to the bar and she went off and she came home, he was waiting there in the kitchen for her. I thought they were going to make some progress, forgetting that they had already filed for divorce, right, in real life. But I thought they were going to, like, he was sitting there with the day he came home from work. They made him go home and work to talk to his wife. He sat there, and instead of engaging in conversation, meaningful conversation,
she was crying.
Right.
No
No
bit of
remorse.
remorse or
No
like
empathy at all.
consoling her. No empathy. And that's what I feel like he's putting a shield around himself. Like this is what he wants so bad that he will not let her in.
You know, here's my thing too. I feel like Pedro, and who said this in the chat? Wendy Jones, about the emotional abuse. Look
Hmm.
what happened with Pedro last season. He was all over the place. He was crying left and right.
And
Every
his
other
mother
scene,
treated him.
right? Every other scene, Pedro was okay. The mother, the grandmother, suck it up. What
Mother
is
was
wrong
like,
with you?
suck it up, buttercup.
Right. He was truly hurt. Then his dad didn't show up. His dad didn't answer his phone calls. He is taking out his frustrations on Chantel. I really feel like he's taking out the emotional
Hmm.
abuse on Chantel.
Yeah, he's taken out what his mother, how his mother treated him, and he's treating someone else like that. That is definitely, he's hurt from that whole situation, or we're looking too deep into it and he hooked up with Karima over there and she's treating him like this god because it's his sister's friend. You know how people are, their younger sister, when you had like a friend and their older brother, she's looking at him like a god right now, and he's this little, or big real estate agent. I feel like, I don't know why, like the more I think about it, the more you're right. Oh good, Ronnie.
Hey, Ronnie, how you doing? We are not hearing you. I see you're illuminating, but we're not hearing you.
It's doing what mine's doing. You know what you might have to do is copy the link and send it to yourself in like a chat or to your email and click it again. That's what I had to do to get it to work for sound. But
I love StreamYard. I'm not StreamYard. This is Restream. You might have to go out and come back in, honey.
okay, I think she just dropped to come back in. Oh, we were so excited.
Callers, the line is open. Come on into the room. You guys come on up here and let us know what you think about Pedro and Chantel. We are open to talk. All right, let's try this again.
Like Wendy said, Chantel is his punching bag. That is so true.
Yeah, she really is.
Or did Buddha say that?
What's not working? You there?
I can see Ronnie, but I can't hear her.
Hello? We can see you, but we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
How
Off my
are
earbuds. I'm good. How is everybody?
We are
Good,
wonderful. Good. Glad to have you on the stream. So what do you
Glad to
think about what
be
we're talking
here. This couple.
You know what I'll do?
I love them to death.
I'm gonna take out background music because sometimes they actually slow the stream up. So I'm gonna actually eliminate that.
Oh, that's much better. I can even hear you better because you've been a little staticky sometimes.
Okay. All right. What were you saying, honey?
I said, I used to love. I've been on Lima. I've been pulling evidence. People's streams. The same thing. A tarot reading by Blue Nola. Did a whole reading on this thing. We're really into the relationship, and then as far as divorce, like possibility of reconciliation, likely divorce, and when she did, is he gonna Nicole here? It said gonna have to go through steps, but definitely
Okay, because your mic just went in and out, so I kind of got every other word. Were you saying here?
Yeah, the plan is going to be to bring Lydia here.
Okay.
I agree.
But it was very enjoying the reading. So if you have a chance to know tarot.
Nola Tarot. Okay.
I saw that in the chat. I will go. Is that a YouTube channel?
Yeah.
She said yes. I can see the lips moving, but it's hard to like. It's like, oh, the sound on this restream is driving us crazy.
I might have to go back to
It was
StreamYard.
hard on.
I'm like right up at the screen trying to read her lips. Like I need to know this information.
And not bother my neighbors because sitting outside air finally in Florida.
And we've been talking about moving to Florida.
Florida on what part you moved to?
What were we thinking? Tampa or somewhere like that? Is that a
Tampa,
good place?
Orlando, somewhere around there, Kissimmee.
But right now, prices are crazy.
Really?
Really? Rent?
Yeah. Average rent apartment is about 16, and the average house is 50.
You said
wow. I
average
thought it
apartment
was
what?
cheaper there.
1,600.
2-bedroom is about 1,650. 50.
Oh heck
Wow.
no!
We
Somebody send a cash app. I'm just kidding.
4 years.
Actually, I'm not. Go ahead, send that cash.
That was 245, and it's actually the comp like 550.
Wow.
Wow.
So and
I guess we'll stay where we're
in
at.
Bradenton with from Nicole and Oz. And actually his mom plays poker. His mom.
Wait, what? Poker? I heard poker. That's all I heard. I want to play poker.
Okay. My cleaning lady's mother plays poker of Nicole and Ozan's mom.
No way.
What? Wow.
What site is that?
No, they play together
in person.
Oh, in person.
Poker night.
Oh, wow. No way.
Yeah.
What is going on with Nicole and Ozan?
Nicole and Ozan, didn't they?
You broke up.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't think they even ever ended up together. He was never really...
He wasn't into her.
He was just getting money from her.
A trailer with her sister and May.
She's in a trailer with her sister and May?
Where's the mother?
They live in richer part of Bradenton. There's a little town we call Lakewood, which is out by the interstate, a wealthy area, and then you have Beach, where I am, which is the wealthy area, is kind of a mix. Mm-hmm. Lives in the east, so I Target. A friend of mine did. I've tried every Starbucks looking for her.
That's great. Give us a screenshot of her when you see her, right?
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Man.
I remember being so upset for her that last time. I remember that one episode where she was like planned this vacation to go to where were they gonna go? She was like he could go there because of the whole COVID restriction.
Wasn't it?
Was it Turkey?
Turkey's a lot of the places they go.
I noticed they go to Turkey a lot.
It immigration restrictions for visit in other countries?
I just thought it was for Thanksgiving. Get it?
But bunch.
Right?
Right. You're gonna get that a lot, Jen.
But I would love to book to Domingo when this whole family reunion with the family Chantel and Alejandro. I'm gonna spill the beans about Nicole being pregnant.
I know. I
Oh
can't
my
wait for
And
that
see
tell all. Oh my
and
goodness.
Pedro able to beat the almost demonetized. Beat the poop out of Alejandro joining in, even though he's
Yeah.
supposed to be male.
Because think about it. What we're going to all find out, what we don't realize, like what I even forget sometimes, is this show is recorded. Like the mom's going to find out we're not keeping nothing from her once this thing
Yeah.
airs. You know what
No,
I mean?
this
It's
is gonna
already been told, right?
This
Like,
isn't even we're talking
it's
real
like,
time now. This shit's already happened.
like
but
on
like
Survivor where you forget that they have a camera right up on them.
Mm-hmm.
but like Jay said, season finale is gonna end with everybody on Santo Domingo, and that'll be
That's what I think.
episode next season, and then the next divorce filing.
That's what I'm thinking. You think they're going to actually televise the divorce proceedings? I mean, not. Well, you never know.
Tweet has actually pulled the receipts and filings from the clerk of court. Like she is pulled to,
Who has?
pleadings, alienated way.
Yeah, I was looking at that earlier.
On its website, it's public record divorce filings. Because it's contested, take a while because they're gonna have our money and the house and equity into it. So who gets more out of it? So they won't be finalized for. They've got at least one, if not two, to pull divorce, and the trips to the lawyers.
Goes along with my theory that it could be dragged out on purpose because it's not ever going to be finalized.
No, it's going to be finalized because it's going to come. Who he's been with.
But contested is just meaning that they
What do you think
don't
about my
like.
Karema theory?
Nobody is like, oh, everybody's just done, right? Like everybody's okay with everything. Like we don't have nothing.
They don't agree. So it's like both people are like, we're done, and it's done in a month to go through the the process and when it's a contested divorce, attorney meetings. I mean, probably attest a JD, paralegal. There's multiple conference, the attorneys, the court usually mediation. Then there's they're going to have a hearing about the 2000, and then there's usually where the judge will sign off. Have to wait for the actual pleading, the order signed by the judge to come in for them to get their copies.
Wow. So yeah, that's going to take a while. But do you think he is messing around with Karema? What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, I went back after you brought that up to his stream. On the stream with Devin Butler, I think is his name. I caught a live stream with them, and then I think you brought it up with Wah. So I went back old episodes. Nicole throwing it in her face and like when she threw the glass together. When she's sitting next to him like saying with her anymore, going back even the fact that every time you see she's asking, where's Pedro? What's going on with Pedro?
Right.
asking because she's talking to him. So, she's heard his side. She wants to. And now, I think I heard it on Linda and 90 Day Chat that she collaborated on Alejandro's YouTube last week, but I have yet to find him. Not know his last name.
I will do some digging.
But I'm trying to get the receipts for everybody.
Alejandro's last name?
Yeah, I will definitely.
She's supposedly in Jersey, up on Long Island. It's a hop, skip, and a jump to get into the city.
Right.
So, she's staying in Jersey.
And we know Pedro has family in New York. I'm from Jersey. We used to go to New York on weekends.
Oh yeah, look at the Jets and it's like all the Jets fans are from a lot of Jets fans anyway. So it's right there. It's like DC and Maryland.
The Jets Island, because they practice at Hofstra on Long Island. See, here comes my accent.
I love it.
But yeah.
Yeah, don't get me started.
I know, right?
My dad was
their
a Giants
accent
fan.
Comes out.
And it was actually Ronnie Lee, which is My Joy Meadowlands and Giant Meadowlands Arena. So that was a big.
So the first Super Bowl I ever went to, or not went to, but I didn't get in, but like the Giants and the Ravens, because I'm from Baltimore.
See, now Baltimore only makes me think Hairspray.
Oh my God.
Right?
We love that movie.
That's a great movie.
Which one? The Ricky Lake?
Yeah, with Ricky Lake.
I saw Ricky Lake. But I also saw it in I actually saw the play one time in New York.
Actually, no, we didn't see not the Ricky Lake, the one with John Travolta and Christopher Walken, the movie.
Yeah, that's the musical. But the original movie is a John Waters movie with Rick character, and it is raunchy compared.
Really?
Yes, you got to go back.
We gotta
watch it. After watching the musical, you're gonna watch this, and God, we let our kids watch this.
Oh my God, Saturday Night Fever. I'm telling my age now. My dad took me to see that. I was like, oh, because I convinced him. And I was not, I was a little kid, so I wasn't supposed to be seeing that. And I'm like, and all through it, because we went to the drive-in, all through it, he kept telling his girlfriend, I don't think we should have brought the kids to see this movie. I don't think we should have brought every other scene. I don't think we should have brought the kids to see this movie.
Well, my mom used to, like, it was Barney or Sesame Street for me. When I was 10 for Halloween, me to one of the things of Rocky Horror. And we were in the rice and the newspaper and sing in costumes on the stage. I mean, it was a great experience. Years old, and they took me to Rocky Horror.
Wow.
And
sometimes
then,
parents are a work in progress, right?
Who's 15 years younger than me. She's in her favorite musical is Rent. Watch Rent since she was like 6 years old. She recently rewatched it. She, as an adult, now got something she missed before, and she's like, "Let me watch this as a kid." I said, I knew you wouldn't know what half of the stuff was. So.
Oops, I lost
hold
sound.
up.
Everybody else.
Chantel is asking for the divorce to be sealed. Whoa, I started looking down at the chat. What's happening?
What does sealed mean? I feel like we have our divorce experts up here.
Well, sealed means that the documents can't be viewed by the public.
Can't be viewed publicly.
You have to have You'd have to have a court order review them because people melanated way and knows are going on and reading them, because they're public record.
Right. I guess because they are public figures, they don't want it.
Thank you, by the way, Buddha down there moderating Sicario in the
Yeah,
house.
something happened. There was
somebody
some kind of.
came in with an adult site.
Yes,
She got rid of it. Thank you, Buddha.
Thank you.
Thank you
I
for
was
handling the
not paying
spam.
attention. All of a sudden, I looked and saw all those deleted messages. I'm like, ooh, I'm glad somebody's paying attention. I was like all up on the screen trying to read Ronnie's lips to see what in the world's going on here.
I should have closed captioning on.
Yeah, that's
scene that got me heated. This was the eggs. Obviously,
what got you heated?
The scene with she was making.
Oh, the egg. Yes.
I wanted to throw it.
Because he likes them scrambled eggs.
But not anymore because he's changed.
And now he wants them boiled. To add salt.
But she's supposed to know that.
Yes, I added salt. I didn't see you add salt. I would have thrown the water at him.
J&J would have thrown the water too.
Oh, the water, pour the eggs, everything. He would have got. I mean,
no.
Honestly, all the stuff that Chantel is doing right now would have stopped a long time ago. I would have been like, okay, screw you.
I doubt it, but when he watches this, like, will he actually self-reflect and see how rude he was being at that point, that she was trying to do something nice for him? Like, whenever somebody's trying to do something nice for you, you've got to stop and think, even if it's not what I want, they've just tried to do something nice for me. Like, I'm just like that in life, but he's totally dismissing her because he doesn't want this relationship to continue.
And he does what he doesn't want to watches this back. He's not going to see that scene. Other than, Chantel doesn't know him. He should have known that I like boiled eggs now. I went through a year of my hospitals. I don't know how they're surviving. My grandmother was an ER night shift. I know how hard. And my husband works 12 to 15 as a truck driver.
Dawn, that was 12 to 15 hours that she was saying, not two 15-hour shifts. She wrote it underneath, and I was like, oh, that makes a lot of difference.
Okay.
I was typing faster than it was picking up. 5 to 6 days a week, 12 to 15. I don't depend on chores. We hired a cleaning person to work from home, but I'm a full-time paralegal. I may be able to do a little longer. I've got my own work. So we work it out. If we have to. I have the groceries delivered. Both of us can work it.
It sounds like us.
Things they could have done if he wanted to actually do them. So he was checking, was just, you didn't do that.
Exactly. He's definitely checked out.
That's the little, all the little things will annoy the, and you're trying to annoy you're the too coward to say, I want out.
Yeah.
Other person to do it.
Right.
Out of what he's been doing all season.
You guys are not writing in the chat. I'm laughing at the hot pot of grits conversation.
I was thinking about remember the couple that was on Married at First Sight just recently, where he got really mad about the noodles. It was Stephen Noy. Yeah, it was like, okay, don't ignore the fact, Steve, that she was trying to make you some noodles. She might have overcooked them a little bit. It's like, you know? But
Well,
Ronnie, you are exactly right. If you want to make something work, you make it work. Like if you know your partner is working a lot, you're not doing that something for them to like make it so they do something for you. You're doing it to be nice and saying, "Hey," or if you can't do it and you both can't do it, like you said, you hired a cleaning person.
Buddha, you stop!
and
Put some baby oil on
Oh,
the
I
floor
thought
of
she was laughing because
his
I was
shower.
going to make a case for hiring a cleaning person.
You see what they're
um
talking about? All the crazy
and
shit they're
it's
talking about doing to Pedro?
Oh my goodness,
Medea
no.
movies.
Which one?
Um, oh, the one where the getting married, but he's abusive. Tells her she
Oh,
needs to play grip ball. She's had enough. She baby oil on the floor
Oh, wow.
was from the movie. What was it? Last Christmas.
I think I missed
Chris
that one.
Brown, and she
oh,
finds cheating, so she pours the floor and takes all the mats out. He comes out of the shower. He's slipping and sliding.
Wow.
There's some good revenge. If you watch movies, you get tips. Just like we've watched enough and
I,
Law and Order to know how to order, right?
Jong. That's all I know
right.
about Law and Order. The noise.
That's my ringtone.
I'm a movie fanatic.
Jong. Oh, I had to do it
But
again.
okay, I'm gonna come to Chantel's with the scene in the bar. Okay, I am usually a person. I get along with everybody. Husband, if I'm coming to his work, we will walk in together because have a pretty decent marriage. But he looked at me the way Pedro looked at me. I wouldn't
Yeah,
even sat down and give a nice started screaming at him right then and there. Don't
right.
talk to me like that. It'd been even worse. It takes a lot
Right. I mean,
for
I
me to get
think she
annoyed.
handled it
But
well
when I'm like a
because,
little
mean,
chihuahua.
I would have grabbed his ass by the ear and away and been like, let's go talk. Why are you looking at me like that?
You would have thought he was going to try to make her feel accepted. That's what you do.
Right. Like, what's
Like,
up with the look? You tell me I don't hang out with your friends down here, and now you look at me like a redheaded stepchild. What's your problem?
I'll tell you something that can fix your relationship, maybe, if you really want it to work. Think about the first, like, maybe couple of months that you were dating the person you're with. And if you try to, like, connect your thoughts to that mode of thinking, like I think people change is what happens. Like they lose the respect, they lose the love, not even the love maybe because they might not be in love yet, but they lose
You
that,
get into a
you know what I mean? Like that you get comfortable and
They get
forget
into a
that that's
rut.
a person.
See, and
yeah, you
Pedro
get
doesn't
into a
know how
rut,
to handle. He
which is
doesn't know how to handle the rut.
why my husband and I we got together real quick in U-Haul. We beat the auction within a week. We were engaged married on the anniversary of our first date. But I made him promise we would have date night, court me even after so that we don't wind
Respect
up.
is the thing.
Yes,
We actually
I'm
got
very
married on the 10th
strong.
anniversary of our date, didn't we?
Yes. Or date the
Say that
7-Eleven.
again.
We actually got
Oh, we're
married on the 10th anniversary.
7/12.
7th. I'm 7/19.
We're
That's my
backwards.
birthday. But we are 11/7.
But we went to 7-Eleven. That's the funny part.
I love it.
It's so weird.
2008. So we got married November 10th of 2010. We couldn't do it on the 7th because everybody had to work and it was on weekends. So
Yeah, ours to be a Saturday, so
yeah,
Yeah,
but
Saturday
I
was the
think we did a
great day to
Saturday.
get married. We did because I'm like people have to go back to work on Monday, you
Right.
know.
Hey, we did a beach wedding,
shit.
Miona.
All right, and we didn't pay like $2 million for it.
Right.
And
Jabray.
we got married
Get
on
a
a
clue.
cruise. The ship was
Did you
still in
really?
port, so
A cruise
we're in
ship?
cruising. Yeah,
That's pretty
Oh, that's
cool.
cool.
It was the cheapest way to get married back then, but now it's a lot more.
Yeah, they got
How
into
far back
it.
then? You don't look that old.
Oh, thank you. I'm actually from 40. Um, good lighting, right? Married in 2014, our eighth anniversary.
Oh, that's recent. Like
Cool.
I couldn't hear
Yeah.
half of what you were saying, but I thought you were going to
Oh,
be like, we got married in 1940 or something crazy, and I'm like, we need to know what you're eating.
um, we paid for 40. All the bridesmaids' dresses, groomsmen's clothes, and a couple of the cabins. Like we paid for my in-laws, my godparents.
Mhm.
Us. Our whole wedding was about $4.
$4,500. Is that what you said?
Yes.
That's great.
My wedding dress cost 300 and its bridal.
Nice.
So I watched say yes to the Drozens, and I'm like, I couldn't imagine.
I
Okay,
know.
you know what? I want to say something about what I just saw in the chat. Wendy Jones. You know what? I thought that was so strange too, and you guys can tell me what you think about this. Isn't it crazy that they waited until the ninth episode of the season to let us know that Anto was married with a kid?
Mhm.
For the drama.
This, yeah, you
How
know it,
strategic.
you know it. But I maintain with the one who's not surrounded with that girl, and she's only
But does
21,
it really
22.
matter?
Not really, and the whole gay thing doesn't matter either, because hey, it is what it is. That's how I was. I mean, hey, so it was. You know what I mean? So he definitely is. He's doing something, and I really, really strongly believe that it is Karema is the reason why he is not giving in. Because usually, when you're that adamant about the fact that you don't want to make your current relationship work, usually it's another person pulling you away. It's not just
Yeah,
work that why
I
you
agree.
can't get it. It's another person pulling you away.
I completely agree. There's something he's getting ready to do that he's got on the back burner waiting that is creating him to want to get through this as quick as possible because no matter what she
His
does,
detachment
as
is the clue.
deep as they were connected, you know what I mean? As much as they went through, it seems like they should have reconnected by now and gave each other a hug. Like, I'm sorry. You know what I mean?
That that proved that he's in another relationship. That's why he's able to be so detached.
Yeah, like I mean, if you say something to your loved one that's like even a little bit off the wall for a second, and you realize you're just in a bad mood or something, and you're not thinking straight, you come to them and you're like, "Hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry,"
Let's work
or
it out.
somebody says it, but neither one of them are giving in, and it's usually him not giving in. Like I'm done.
And
Yeah.
what
We
with his car?
what was that?
Did his obsession with his car? Like he's always cleaning.
Is it
He's
like a
always cleaning the
Christine or
car.
something? Is this like a haunted car?
It replaced his wife. Like his than
You
she
think?
is, and that was so.
That may be his first car.
He's a
And he
kid.
even
I told you
named
that's what's going on.
He named it Betsy. That's probably Pedro's first car ever. So yeah, he's all in love with the car.
You see what I'm saying about him becoming a teenager, though, like in a sense, like where
Well,
most of
Chantel
us.
took his virginity, so he's
I didn't even
experienced
know
a.
that.
Oh yeah, she said he's experiencing a whole lot of firsts in
Right.
this relationship. So the car, the driver's
well,
license, the
The
virginity,
friends, the
the
job.
friends, the job.
He's in America now,
it's like
so I feel like he's experiencing like a whole new world, like somebody like one of us who how I was at like maybe 16, 17 when I wanted to move out on my own and like I had all these friends and like I was like into my parents at that point, but then all of a sudden I was in this whole new world and didn't want nothing to do with the old one and forgot. But then, you get a little bit older and you reconnect, like, oh, wait, that's, you know what I mean? I need that foundation. He's at that point where he's not thinking that right now, and he's going to ruin his marriage based on a little, like, midlife crisis.
Yeah, he Chantel, 30-year-old woman who's, you know, got her stuff together, like an American teenager, got his first car, he's got some freedom.
Yeah.
Because our parents
needs
would
a
have
grown
taken
man.
our key.
Yeah, she needs a grown
Dean,
man.
where you at?
Is not Pedro's man enough for Chantel at all. And I mean, I think that's what's coming out in the wash. That's really what his true colors are. He's not. He's
I mean, he
not man
thinks
enough
he's
for
the
her.
big man.
He's not man enough for her.
But
he really
I win in the end and wind up with like really successful person, or even maybe levels,
she may end up with a doctor.
Star. I don't want to marry an attorney because they bring home a lot of nurses who would never marry a doctor. I said, like, paralegal lawyers being worked. A lot of nurses, doctors, because they have certain egos that they have to deal with it at home.
You're saying don't marry him because you were breaking up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Want to marry doctors. So they have to deal with it at work than at home.
You're saying at home they either have the complete opposite.
Yes.
Wow.
What was that again? I missed it because I was reading in the chat. So, like, a doctor will not marry another doctor because they want, like, somebody who's giving them that offset.
Yeah, nurses don't normally marry because they have to put up with doctors' egos at the hospital, and that's enough.
I gotcha.
So,
okay.
By the time they get home, they've had enough of that.
But I want to see her win, like, a really hot, successful.
Yes.
Like,
yes. Somebody that buries Pedro, because why does Pedro is really not all that. I mean, yeah, he's been working out in the gym. He might have some abs now, but I mean, in the face, Pedro's not all that.
That's like Chantel's first love. You know what I mean?
It is.
She's gonna be like, "Oh, that little boy I was with." At this point, I'm at that point. I thought Pedro was different.
I mean, I'm talking superficial here, of course, but she could do much better.
Well, better in somebody who at least understands hours she works and how hard you're on. You barely even get, something to eat.
Well,
ringing their stupid bells.
We were laughing about Dean earlier, and if you guys have been following 90-Day Diaries, Dean is actually in an issue now where he may end up having to come back to the States because his visa over in the Philippines is back. God forbid he gets wind that Chantel is a free woman. His Filipino honey may not be Dean back.
I feel bad for the girl though. I really like the girl he's with. They remind me of the other couple that just unfortunately lost a baby not that long ago.
Oh,
I love those two too.
You know I know the name, boy.
I know you're good with names all the way around. I could talk about a movie from either 1920 or like 1999, and she can come up with names and probably even quote the movie.
Hit me with the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Many stars. There's been so many stars on the show, and that trying to keep them all, just like I brought up the fact that there's the now that they're on episode, and before the 90 Day, the other way, and Love in Paradise, and there's so many spin-offs.
I stopped watching Love in Paradise. Like, I start watching so many shows and then I cut off.
I'm just
remember the girl with
I just
Oh yeah, Sister Wives.
started watching Seeking Sister, and I also binged Love Island this week. So I'm thinking about maybe doing a live stream on Love Island.
You're gonna need a live every night.
Do you guys watch Love Island?
I'm having a hard time keeping up with Married After 90 Days.
Mhm.
With, which what? Married at First Sight?
Yes, and the days because
I know. Oh,
on
there's
Discovery
so many 90 days.
Plus, the streaming app, you've got where you can follow David, and got the single way. You've got there's
Oh,
so
single
many
life.
of, yeah, 90 they follow, the ones that Big Ed.
Oh, I completely lost sound. Is it just me?
Can anybody hear
Yeah.
me? Okay. So yeah, there's
Yeah. Now we
even
can.
90 single way, which I want to see Chantel after all of this is over. Sorry.
Chantel, yeah,
I,
and Pedro will probably be on there too. You know that.
Chantel has this money on lock. Chantel, it is trademarked first with TLC crew. And I hope they leave Pedro in the dust
I agree with
to make
you and Grant on the
money as a realtor.
romanticizing. Yeah, I think Chantel kind of was a little bit in denial right there with the soulmate thing, especially right now at this stage in the game. Yeah, there's no soulmate there.
Well, are you still in love with in your 20s? I know I many times in my 20s, and I think married or had kids with those people.
Right?
Because love in your 30s is, you're over the games. When I met my husband, we played like face. It was you tell me all your stuff, I'll stuff, and we'll see if we can do this before person. Because we don't want to waste time. Hoping Chantel
Right.
will take this not as a failure and get
But yeah, as a learning experience.
what to look for and what to watch time, and what do you want, which until you know yourself, completely different career. She's, now she can say, well, I want somebody who's going to be a 50-50, not somebody I have to pull along. They start coming up and I'm expecting them to, they're saying, I'm not pulling, I pulled you along for 6 years.
Exactly. I mean, you know, I think that's the thing that becomes polite. Like when you're younger, you're like, oh, I shouldn't talk about past or I shouldn't talk about things that aren't. There was a show and it's kind of crazy, but it used to be called Baggage. I don't know if anybody remembers that.
No, I used
I mean, it's
to
old.
watch Cheaters.
I
Like,
remember
look,
I remember Cheaters.
you remember Baggage with Jerry Springer?
Yeah.
He was like baggage, and like these people would come on with these suitcases and like they would start off by saying, okay, here's my like number one baggage that's not that bad, so like maybe I watch too much TV or something, and then it would go to like round two and they'd have to pick somebody and eliminate somebody because they didn't like the baggage, and then round two was like, okay, something really weird, like I dress up in weird underwear and dance in front of the mirror or something. You know what I mean? Like it was like you're basically telling on your first date all the like things that is weird about you. That's
Yeah,
what it reminds me of, like dating in the 30s. Like, okay, let's just get this out of the way, okay?
Well, I'll tell you what, Ronnie, I am so glad you joined us on here. I'm getting ready to close the stream out so we can go grab some dinner. And I appreciate everybody that showed up in the chat. We had some newbies in here, A Grant. So welcome to the stream. Buddha, thanks again for being the Sicario that you are. Wendy Jones, thank you so much down there in the chat. everybody that's down there in the chat, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. And we're gonna go ahead and call it a night on this one. But I don't know. Leave me some comments and let me if you'd like me to do another live stream this week on maybe 90 days or Married at First Sight. I was thinking about doing one at Married at First Sight on Thursday. So let me know if you guys want to see that.
Let's do it.
You guys want to add we get out?
For the wrench.
Huh? What was that?
The wrench.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you for the wrench.
Oh, you're welcome, baby girl.
I was like, I look like I'm doing a like a Mrs. Fix-It channel now with that wrench next to my name.
Thank you for supporting the channel. I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for coming on, Ronnie.
Great. Absolutely. And day, and Family Chantel streams. I'm saying you got to go.
Oh no, I missed
you cut
it.
out.
Okay, I said when I'm watching a Family Chantel, I'm like, you got Jay.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
Send them over here, girl. Send them over here.
Send them over to J&J.
Let's hit.
We're trying to get to that. Yes, let's get to that 1,000. Let's do it. Yeah, you're right. I'm trying to get monetized so I can just basically do this 24/7 and just constantly put content out for you guys. This is what I'm doing for a living. So,
I'm only listening if our expert Ronnie
is my
comes
job.
on.
This is my job.
Hey,
so I will be here.
And I might have to pick your mind because I'm putting together a channel myself. Can't figure out what topic I want to. I have no idea how to make videos.
That's actually what got me into it. I started editing videos and getting really into it, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start it. I love editing. So yeah, pick my brain. I'm here. Get him. Are you following me on Instagram? It's JJ Video 9.
JJ Video.
No spaces. JJ Video and then the number 9 on Instagram. I'll put the link in the description of the video. And yeah, get in my DM and I'll help you out.
Awesome.
Definitely. We will support you.
Much. Like I said, haven't topic yet because I have so many things.
I'm still doing that. I'm trying to narrow down shows I want to do and trying to create content at the same time. But this is the stream that I seem to get the most interaction in. So I've been doing this one consistently and having a ball. So pick a couple more days and get some more going. So yeah, I think this is cool.
Absolutely. All right. All you on Instagram.
Sweet.
Nice meeting you, Ronnie.
Everybody, JJ Video 9. If you're not following me on Instagram, follow me. And on Twitter, it's JJ Video and the number 2.
Wouldn't it be funny if you told people to follow you and people were like showing up behind you in the car?
She's constant. She's constant with it. I'm warning you. All right, guys.
No, not like that.
Everybody,
all right,
this
have
was
a wonderful
awesome.
night.
Thank you, J&J.
Yep. Thank you.